I'm the king of this shit, yeah, I'm built to last. Bitches trying to front, but they don't got the craft. Rolling with my crew, we move quick like a flash. Living that street life, making money, making cash. I hate your team, they just wanna crash. But I'm balling on a level, yo, I'm sipping on that sass. Smacking off the podcast, don't step to me. Talking all that noise, but you're just a parody. Fuck your mama, know you hate my clarity. We live in thug life, that's the reality. I'm the voice of the streets, I'm the absolute truth. Got these fuckers shook, they just playing the sleuth. You claiming that you tough, but where's your proof? I'm flexing all these wannabes, I'm the living proof. Hard street living, always rolling deep. In the shadows making moves, never lose my sleep. My rhymes hit hard like a punch from the street. So fuck with me, you know you can't compete. Stacking off the podcast, don't you step to me. Talking all that noise, but you're just a parody. Fuck your mama, you know I did. We live in thug life, that ain't no shit. Smack, smack, yeah, we making waves. Cast hitting hard like we digging graves. Got that fire in my soul, feel the heat that raves. In this life, boy, you either thug or just slaves. With my crew by my side, we rise up like kings. Life's a game of chess and I'm pulling the strings. Got the world on my back when I'm counting these blings. Motherfuck your team, they don't know where to sing. I'm the real deal, no imitation. Speeding raw truth, no hesitation. Built from the struggle, pure determination. Smacking off the podcast, my revelation. Smacking off the podcast, don't you step to me. Talking all that noise, but you're just a parody. Fuck your mama, know you hate my clarity. We live in thug life, that's the reality. I'm the voice of the streets, I'm the absolute truth. Got these fuckers shook, they just playing the sleuth. You claiming that you tough, but where's your proof? I'm flexing on these wannabes, I'm the living proof. Hard street living, always rolling deep. In the shadows making moves, never lose my sleep. My rhymes hit hard like a punch from the street. So with me, you know you can't compete. Smacking off the podcast, don't you step to me. Talking all that noise, but you're just a fucking freak. Fuck your mama, you know we all did. We live in thug life, that ain't no shit.
What you daddy don't like, you don't. I'll be you back in Watertown. The sun's back alive. What you wife, like the gun, one together. We know, go do, we know. We know, go do, we know. What you do.
Smacking off the podcast, yeah, we making waves. Cash hitting hard like we digging graves. Got that fire in my soul, feel the heat that raves. In this life, boy, you either thug or just slaves. With my crew by my side, we rise up like kings. Life's a game of chess and I'm pulling the strings. Got the world on my back when I'm counting these blings. Motherfuck your team, they don't know where to sing. I'm the real deal, no imitation. Speaking raw truth, no hesitation. Built from the struggle, pure determination. Smacking off the podcast, my revelation. Smacking off the podcast, don't you step to me. Talking all that noise, but you're just a fucking freak.
Slow down to an ancient crawl. Slow down below was the devil's soul. Smack it! Smack it! Smacking on the podcast is rising from the depths of hell. Smacking chat! Smacking chat! Smacking off the podcast is rising from the depths of hell. Slow down to an ancient crawl. Slow down below us the devil's soul. Smacking, chat. Smacking, smacking off the podcast is rising from the depths of hell. Down to an ancient call. Slow down below us the devil's soul. Smacking, chat, smacking, smacking off the podcast is rising from the depths of hell. Snacking off the podcast is rising from the depths of hell.
ghost of John. Long white bones with the skin all gone. Wouldn't it be chilly with no skin on? Have you seen the ghost of John? Long white bones with the rest all gone. Wouldn't it be chilly with no skin on? John's not sad, he's had his day. Smiles are fixed in a rigid way. Wouldn't frowning be hard when lips decay?
The way we played against Southern Cal and Ohio State, I think we walk out of there with a victory.
Mario's capable of fucking it up somehow.
We have to be on game day. You know what that's going to be like.
No.
Like,
Damn you, Ed.
I like that graphic. I look like Dr. Demento. I like that. I like Dr.
Yeah, you noticed that too, didn't you?
You're a dead man walking toward the unemployment line.
You ain't nothing but a punk bitch. Fuck you and every goddamn thing you stand for.
Smacking off the pub.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Smacking Off, the podcast. What's up, Doug?
What's going on?
All the fun and excitement in the whole world.
All right, let's
What's that?
bring in some more people.
Hallelujah.
We'll do
I'm
roll
the
call.
people.
Your people, Edward, you're here. I'm going ahead and calling it for you. Bruce.
Bruce.
I hear
Bruce.
Bruce.
Oh, you hear Bruce?
Either that or I'm losing it. That could be it.
No, I'm
here.
Oh, awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can, Mr. Dogfather.
Yes, I am.
And Jeremy.
Greetings, hooligans and deplorables.
No
Yeah.
deplorables here, man. We all voted for. Oh wait, maybe I'm a deplorable.
That was not a political statement. Don't get mad at me.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. I love to keep my guns and religion, so I'll just keep rocking that, man.
Mr. Sean,
How we doing?
what's going on?
Not too much. How are y'all doing tonight?
We getting ready to talk some football.
The Serial Stadium Hopper.
That's
He's
right.
badass, man. Is there
And
is there
I am
anybody that we
very
know of?
I'm jealous of that. That's
I am
a
too.
heck of an endeavor.
Thanks, Ed. I appreciate that.
Is there anybody else that we know that's as well traveled as Sean in the world of college football? I mean, other than an announcer or somebody that's affiliated with the program. Now, even Kyle probably.
There was a guy a couple of years ago that did he did all of them in a season. He was driving all over the lower 48, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he did. It was incredible.
Sean is definitely the John Madden of the show. Wait.
Wait.
Are you afraid to fly?
No. Sean, I was going to say Sean flies.
Yeah, I fly. Yeah, no, I know. I wish I had a Madden Cruiser. That'd be awesome. Sponsored by Outback Steakhouse and their delicious bloomin' onion.
Well, if I win the $1 billion lottery, we're going to make that happen somehow. We're going to have somebody drive us around, right? And we're going to take the dog father and whoever else wants to go. We might have to run 2 fucking semi-sized rigs to get this done. And we're going to go on the world tour.
I don't mind cruising.
Greatest quote, man. John Madden. He said, "You may not know where I am, but you'll always know where I ain't." And that's in the fucking air.
If I win the Powerball, I'll pay for the whole crew, flights and hotel and food for a week in Tahoe.
Oh,
Love it. My favorite quote by him there, Doug, is here's a guy that when he puts his contacts in, he can see better.
he's Yoga Berra like, you know.
90% of the game is 50% mental or something like that.
Yeah, his math didn't work when he would do those percentages. Yeah. Halftime in New Orleans, Tulane over East Carolina, 12-0 for those that care. We are in day 2 of 49 straight days of football at all levels.
Hallelujah.
Wow. Now, guys, there's one more quote, right? And that I want to share with you guys. And I learned this in the world of infantry, and it apply to all of our lives, right? And what it is where your head is, your ass will follow.
Unless you got your head up it.
Lot of wisdom in these quotes.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, this is a great week of college football. Now, earlier in the season, this wouldn't have looked like the phenomenal week that it is, but I think it's fantastic. And I love to see Indiana get tested. I'm sure we're going to go into that, but there's a lot of things happening this week. It's really exciting to me. Anybody got any things that excite them about this week? What about you, Jeremy? What turns you on about this week?
Man, there's so many games I'm looking at that are just incredible. Of course, I'm going to be looking at the Alabama-Missouri game closely because I'm a Bama fan. The Oregon-Indiana game, I want to see if Indiana is for real. I know they beat the crap out of Illinois a few weeks ago, but at Oregon, that is going to be a great test. And how can you not love the Red River rivalry? No matter who's playing quarterback, no matter how much one team seems to stink, it's always a game that you love to watch. And just that incredible setting in the Cotton Bowl, that classic stadium. I mean, there's several games you look at the schedule. Of course, the Deep South oldest rivalry. So much.
It's not in the Cotton Bowl.
No, it is. Stop. Okay, so let's clarify. The Cotton Bowl Classic game that happens on 1 January or sometimes 2 January if the NFL's on Sunday that year is now played in Arlington at Jerry's World. Correct. The Red River rivalry game is still played at the old Cotton Bowl Stadium in State Fair Park in East Dallas, Texas. Also, I was just there 3 years ago for it. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, as they just recently completed numerous renovation projects on the old Cotton Bowl Stadium there in Dallas. But, that game will stay there for at least until I think I read 2036 now. But don't quote me on that date per se. But it's going to be for a ways out now that they upgraded that facility, which is a double-decker bowl. It seats over 90,000. It's quite the structure, very impressive. And you get yourself a deep-fried Twinkie and/or turkey leg before you head into the
a deep-fried Twinkie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Texas State Fair, you can fry anything.
Yep. Go ahead, Jeremy. Sorry about that. Just wanted to point out clarification.
I mean, like I said, so many games to look at. I'm sure we'll cover a lot of them, but the one that's kind of sneaky good to me that a lot of people are talking about because of the struggles of these teams' offenses is a South Carolina and LSU. I hope we talk about that one tonight too. I said at the start of the season, South Carolina is the most overrated team in the SEC. They've kind of proven that so far, and they are starting a stretch of games where realistically they could go 0-5. And it starts Death Valley, Baton Rouge at night. Both teams have struggled offensively. LSU has been playing very well defensively. So it's going to be a tough one. And I think the first of a 5-game losing streak begins this Saturday night in Death Valley for the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Wow. And you know what? I'd love to see them fall on their face because I'd like to see Shane Beamer as the new special teams coach at Kentucky under John Sumrall, you know. I know what happened, but he'd probably be the best special teams coach in the country.
Well, if he loses the South Carolina job, or they chase him out, which seems impossible, but it's such a South Carolina thing to do, he could wind up taking over the legacy of Frank at Virginia Tech. So who knows?
That would be nice. I would root for that. And that's a beautiful drive from my house. To go to Blacksburg from my house here in the mountains is a hell of a drive, especially on a motorcycle. You better not have motion sickness, I'll tell you that much. But that's a beautiful drive, guys, especially in the fall. And it's just the trees turning, the mountains, it's just off the hook.
So one question before we get back to the football. This image I'm looking at, Doug, Dr. Balls, how did y'all get that done and post for that picture? Because that is like spot on for both of you there.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, and we were inspired by the album Diary of a Madman, Yeah.
So, Bob, I got a question.
What's up?
So Maurice is supposed to be a warlock here, but he looks more like a pimp, doesn't he? He looks like a fucking Middle Ages pimp.
Well, if he's our guy, he has to have some of that in him. I mean, you got to have game, guys. You know what I'm trying to say? You got to have straight game. And Maurice has straight game, and that's why he's representing.
Yeah, I definitely love that fucking purple logo. That really sets the whole garb off, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. And then Maurice, in particular, he understands the game, right? Because he would just say, hey, look, baby, you're giving it away for free anyway. All you need is some management, right? And that's what's happening in the picture. He's giving some direction and management for our games of the week.
All right.
Beautiful list.
Yeah, it is. How about
let's go ahead and give a thanks to Mr. Ed. Ed picked the games this week.
Hallelujah.
He had a week where it was pretty easy, except we all feel that you only put this Arkansas Tennessee game on here so that I'll have a chance to pick Arkansas and piss Jen Chavez off.
I mean,
No,
I gotta question Ed's loyalty as a Big Ten guy. I really do. The second oldest Big Ten rivalry trophy is up for grabs, and it's not in our games of the week. For sure.
Oh my goodness! Was it Minnesota, Wisconsin?
No, that's Ohio State at Illinois playing for Illinois.
Oh yeah,
the Wooden Turtle. It's the second
I thought
oldest
it was
Big
the first
Ten
game.
rivalry.
That's the first game on the
Big
list.
Ten rivalry trophy. The oldest is the Little Brown Jug.
Yeah, it's at the top. It's just kind of the way we're looking at it, where that live counter is. It's covered up, so we may not be able to see. But yeah, we have that on the list, I believe.
Yeah, it's the top game on the list.
And my comments about Ed, and we'll save them for later.
And Ed, you were trying to comment on the situation about Arkansas and Tennessee. I'm interested to hear your reasoning on that.
Well, I mean, Bobby's back at least temporarily.
Is he riding a motorcycle over to Knoxville, or is he going on the team bus?
That's a good question. Well, does he have a solo seat, or is it a two-up riding position, right? Has he found somebody to go with him?
Well, I think if he hooks up with Urban in a bar after the game, he's not traveling home with the squad.
Damn, that sounds like fun times. Now, imagine, guys, if you're Bobby Petrino and you meet your wingman is Urban Meyer, you might do some good, You never know. All right, so let's get to our first game of the week then. Our first game of the week is Ohio State at Illinois.
There we go. There we go.
As Sean said, the second oldest rivalry in the Big Ten, and Illinois surprised people.
Rivalry trophy.
Rivalry trophies on the line. And last week, Illinois won after the previous week being destroyed by Indiana. So is Indiana good, or did Illinois recover? What do you guys think about this game?
Well, I do think Indiana is one of those teams, when they get on a roll, they just go straight downhill on you.
I think Illinois was missing 5 or 6 defensive starters in that game as well.
Yes. I'm sure it had a great impact. And, Nikki says that was her pimp, guys, by the way. And, I think so. Before we start picking, I have to mention, and I'll throw this at some of you guys too, is I think that Ohio State really is the best team in the country right now, right? And so I want to go along with all y'all and see if anybody agree. Ed, would you agree that Ohio State really is the best team in the country?
I hate to say it, but I will agree.
And Jeremy, where do you got them?
I think right now you got to list them number one. I mean, that defense is just been deadly. They're allowing like 5 points a game. You can question some of the teams they played, the quality, but just the way they've dominated. And Julian Sayin has been playing great at the quarterback position. You would hate to call an Ohio State quarterback underrated, but as far as some of the Heisman hype and stuff, he really doesn't get talked about that much. But he's got a lot of weapons to throw to, and they've just been clicking along and really haven't been challenged yet. So it's going to be interesting to see if Illinois can do that. If they put that Indiana loss behind them, I think it is. Gosh, I can't see. Is that game at Illinois? It is, isn't it? Correct.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Okay, that may help them a little bit, but still, Ohio State is just so good right now, and of course anybody can be beaten. But it's going to be tough for Illinois, even at home.
Now, Sean, I know that you. I'm sorry, Doug. I just had to ask Sean, since he's the kind of person that kind of follows Illinois. What do you think? Is Ohio State the number one team in the country, and has Illinois recovered from their loss to Indiana?
I think Illinois has recovered. They've won 2 in a row. They beat USC. They beat Purdue. Are they going to be good enough to beat Ohio State? Right now on paper, the answer is no. But every now and then Illinois seems to win a strange game in this series when they have no business doing so. But the other question you asked is Ohio State that Texas win in the opening week sure as heck doesn't look as rosy now as it once did, because Arch Manning is not very good, and to only beat them at home by 7 now, that's a little suspicious. I know their defense has been very good, but as far as resume, if I'm saying they're the number one team in the country, no, I would not have them as the number one team in the country.
That's interesting. So, Doug, what about you? Where do you got them at? Do you think they deserve to be number one right now, or do you think that they're just a placeholder and we don't know who number one is?
They're definitely a placeholder. I think all teams are at this point.
Yeah,
they sit at number one. But yeah, who else are you going to put there? You got to have them there.
I mean, I would put Miami there personally, but that's me.
I'd have to agree with that.
I think they played a better schedule than Ohio State has thus far.
And you know why Miami's interesting to me, Sean, is because when I look at college football teams throughout the years, there are teams that have something over on other teams where they're clearly dominant. And Ohio State's defense is nice, but I feel Miami's schedule's tougher, and I believe they got the best offensive line in the country. And I believe it's so dominant that they could win the line of scrimmage against Ohio State. So I feel that Ohio State's probably the second team in the country.
I think that'd be a great game to see those two match up, and I hope we get it.
Yeah,
but I don't have any sort of heartburn that Ohio State's 1, Miami's 2 or 5 or wherever they're at. I really, the AP and the coaches poll, other than giving out nice, pretty trophies to the champion at the end of the year, are pretty irrelevant now that we have the playoff committee and that whatever that 12-team decision is by that committee at the after the first Saturday in December is really the only thing that matters.
Agreed.
I agree with that. So let's pick this bad boy. I guess I'll kick it off, and I'm going to say that Ohio State beats Illinois 31-20. What about you, Ed? What do you got on this one?
I think Illinois puts up a good fight at home, but I got the Buckeyes 28-14.
All righty, Jeremy, what's your score? What you got on this?
I think it's going to be a close game for a while. Now, remember one thing: Ohio State has only gone on the road one other time this season, and that was to Washington. They were in a dogfight in that game. It was 14-6 in the fourth quarter.
You bet.
And Illinois is they've got a good quarterback, Luke Altmaier, probably the best quarterback they faced so far. But still, I think it's going to be close. For a while, I think you may get a late score from the Buckeyes that may make it look a little worse than it actually is. So I'm going to say 27-17 Ohio State.
So now I noticed that I forgot all about the Dogfathers. Bruce, what do you got on this game?
Well, having played Ohio State and seen them up front, I mean, number one, they got off the hook. Frankly, we shot ourselves in the foot, and I'm not going to make any excuse. It was ugly, but yet we had the opportunity and chances to score. We didn't score, and we ate it. because they ground us down. And that's one thing with Ohio State is that they got the manpower to really put the hurt into you. Plus, they got three great wide receivers that they run like deer. Hey, they can hurt you. I'm not impressed with the quarterback. The quarterback did not show me anything, and I think the Illinois quarterback is better. But I don't know that much about their wide receiving group to make a statement to say whether they could put the pressure on the secondary of Ohio State, which is they're pretty damn good because they shut Boston down until the third quarter, and finally he scored. But there again, I think they're number one team. I can't say they're never mind. So, but I will say this: I will say 27-20, Illinois to win.
All right. Ooh, I like that. What do you got, Sean?
Little history nugget for those nerds like myself out there. So Ohio State leads this series 68 wins to 30 losses and 4 ties. They're on a current, technically they're saying 6-game winning streak because of the vacated game for the Buckeyes in 2010, but I don't buy into that NCAA crap. So the Buckeyes are actually on a 9-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
And the other crazy stat about this, the last 3 times the Illini have beat the Buckeyes, they've done it on the road in the Horseshoe. The last time the Illini have beaten the Buckeyes in Champaign was all the way back in 1991.
Wow.
The Senior Bush presidency years, if you can remember that far back. Read my lips. The Illini haven't beat the Buckeyes at home in that amount of time. And I tend to agree with Bruce. I have not been impressed with Sayin. In fact, I think they probably have a better quarterback on the bench. I don't know if they're ready to use him or not. But for the amount of dynamic wide receivers they have, I would expect more points to be put on the board in games. And that hasn't happened other than the couple of cupcakes they played there after Texas. But it's at home. The Illini are pumped. Now's a good as time as any for an upset in this kind of crazy year that's already kind of unfolding. I like Bruce's score. I'll do one slightly. I'll go Illini 28, Buckeyes 24.
Nice. And didn't Red Grange come from way off the bench in '91?
No, that was the 1923, I think. About 100 years ago.
I'm just kidding.
I think that was, if I'm trying to, I think that was the Jason Verduzco led teams for the Illini. It was after Jeff George. I know that because Jeff George was already in Colts attire at that point in time, and I think that was the Lou Tepper era, but I'll have to go back. I was even a youngster at that point, but I do remember watching those games. I have family members that are numerous family members are Illini alums. So, but I hope it's a great game. I just hope they don't get blown out like they did against Indiana. I hope that was a sort of because Illinois was unbeaten going into that Indiana game. I think they were sucking up too much of what Nick Saban used to call that rat poison and feeling themselves, and that was a great game to get humbled and get their heads out of their ass and back focused for Bielema.
Now, if they win this game, they're still in the playoff hunt.
They would be, yeah. They lose this, it starts to get pretty bleak for them because I don't think the Illini have enough of a schedule remaining to, I don't know if they play Michigan or not. Ed would probably know that, but I don't.
They play us too in November.
I don't think they play Penn State and Oregon. Maybe let me check the schedule. But I just don't think if they lose this, I don't think they're going to be in the hunt anymore because there's too many good SEC teams with good records that are going to have quality games going forward. Where right now, the Big Ten is kind of right now back to its usual self, which is the Big Two and the Little 16.
So, Sean, Jen Chavez called you a football nerd and wants to know why you never spewed good stats about her Tennessee Vols.
There's nothing to say good about.
I mean,
Yeah,
they got to
usually
win a
when I
big
hear
game here for me to say. I mean, they had a chance. That kid missed a field goal against Georgia. I mean,
usually when I
they'd be
hear the
unbeaten
word
right
spew in Tennessee, and it's a totally different context.
You know, give me something good to talk about, and I'll say, you know, good things about your team.
All right, you got that, Jen?
Sweet nothings.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been happy. My team has 2 losses. You don't see me sunshine pumping them.
So, Doug, what do you got on this
They're
game?
looking better.
Give me Ohio State 28-17. I think it will be a close game, but I think Ohio State will be too much in the end.
That's awesome, Doug. But we have the centers, and we love the centers, right? Because then they can come back on the show and say, "Hey, I picked this. I tried to tell y'all."
Yep.
Yep. So
I
that
could
brings
very well be wrong. I mean, Ohio State is the #1 team in the country, defending national champions. But every now and then, you get a gut feeling for an upset, and we love our upsets in college football. That's why we tune in every week. I mean,
we like it.
Who would have thought Penn State would get goosed out in UCLA to a winless Bruins team?
I'm looking at this list.
On their bingo card.
I'm looking at this list, Sean, and I think I do spot an upset. We'll talk about it later.
All right.
Oh.
And
now
he says Arkansas and Tennessee. That's just wow.
So, guys, we're looking at the next game of the week, and it's a massive game too. And we're looking at Alabama at number 14, Missouri. And I got to say, I've been to Missouri, to Columbia before, and seen a football game, even though it was Kentucky. And there wasn't a whole lot of excitement, right? I went up there. There was like a little hill that you can kind of hang out on behind one of the end zones. And I went up there and rode around like an idiot, drunk and shit. Nobody ran me off. Right? A whole lot of dope smoking going on. So I don't know how much of a home field advantage that Missouri has.
So to your point, Dr. Balls, yeah, 4-0 Field isn't the greatest home field advantage in the world. And I think there's plans for Mizzou to get upgrades now that they're getting some more money in the coffers to make it a better home field advantage in the stadium. But I will tell you this, that Columbia is a underrated college town in the U.S. It's especially if they win the game, it's a big game. They can throw down.
They're partying with Buckers.
There's no party down there. Yeah. I mean, so outside the stadium, Columbia can get rocking, but yeah, sometimes in the stadium, it's not the most
Take
daunting
parties
place.
at the journalism school.
Yeah. All the journalism majors like to wet their whistle after a game.
I like that. That's special, but like
Cat
Jerry
Blue has just scored.
Nice. Scatterboo's a real deal, ain't he?
Camp Scatterboo. Yeah, we're early in the third. Tulane's still up 12-0, and Southern Miss has gone ahead over Georgia Southern 21-7 in Georgia.
So that's a great game for Alabama too, because Alabama has a chance here to firm up the possibilities of a playoff appearance by beating a ranked Missouri team. But I think Missouri's is a good team, and I think Drinkowitz has done a pretty good job. They got a few weapons. He's used the transfer portal. I mean, this is his chance to make a real showing. But in the script of the SEC that I've seen all my life, I don't believe there's any way that Missouri has beaten Alabama.
I mean, there's some things about this matchup that you look at it and you think, man, Missouri could really make this happen. And a lot of that's because of the running game. Ahmad Hardy, the guy has like 744 yards rushing or something like that, which is first in the SEC. He has 545 after contact, which would alone make him second in the SEC in rushing. So they can run the football. Alabama has struggled against the run at times. They gave up plus 200 to Florida State, plus 200 to Georgia. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a one-off or it's going to kind of turn the quarter thing, but against Vandy last week, Vanderbilt had 113 yards after the first quarter. They finished with right around 136. Alabama allowed like 25 or 26 the rest of the ball game. So they adjusted well, and then they were able to shut Vandy down the run the last 3 quarters of that ball game. What Missouri has to look out for is, okay, this is one of those things where stats can be really deceiving. because Mizzou, as far as the stats say, they are the third best passing defense in the SEC. But 3 of those wins, and they're 5-0, were Central Arkansas, Louisiana, and Massachusetts, who's 0-5. Against Power 4 teams, they're giving up 262 yards a game. And a couple of weeks ago against South Carolina, they won that game. But Lenore Sellers, even though they were able to get some pressure on him, he was pretty much able to pick them apart with their zone coverage. If Lenore Sellers can pick them apart in the zone with his wide receivers, which had played like hot garbage this year, overall, what's Alabama going to do to them if they get going?
Oh, I agree. And the fact, the reason their stats are skewed, I believe, Jeremy, is because of the fact they run the football so much that they have time of possession a lot, especially in weaker opponents. So therefore, it would skew their stats because the other team didn't have as much time to do a bunch of passing. So therefore, because they never had the ball, I don't know if that's going to happen against Alabama. What you thinking on Sean?
And they won those games, but again, the defense did not play near as well against Kansas. Kansas was able to move the ball up and down on the field almost at will at times in that game. And then South Carolina, they shut down the run, which South Carolina stinks at running the ball. But they have been good against the run this year overall. But Jam Miller last week against Vandy, you saw what he could do when he gets going. So I think that Ryan Grubb is going to try to establish that run early. And he's going to do it at least enough for them to have to respect that. And Ty Simpson off the play action, he's going to have opportunities to get passes down the field 15, 20, 30 yards or more at times. And I think that's going to be the difference in the ball game. Mizzou's not a team that you can take lightly. They've got some talent. They've got a good quarterback. They've got some decent weapons for the quarterback. Of course, I already mentioned Maud Hardy. But I just think that Alabama's going to be able to be more balanced on offense. And they're probably going to win this game. I think the line's like anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5, depending on where you look. But I think Alabama does win by about 6 to 7. I'm going to say 30-24 Alabama.
Nice, Sean. What do you got on it?
So real quick, just to add to Jeremy's thought there and the previous game. So the Illinois-Ohio State game, Ohio State currently 14.5-point favorite, over under 50.5. The Alabama at Missouri game, Alabama currently is a 2.5-point favorite with an over-under of 51.5 for those of our listeners who like that sort of thing. And I certainly would be remiss to try to go head-to-head with Jeremy about stats and statistics of games and players and teams. He's the man on that. So everything he said, he's normally spot on, so I completely agree with him. My only thought regarding this game is more from a macro level of 2 weeks ago, huge game for Alabama at Georgia. They got up for that one. They won that game. Last week, I know Vandy not as good as Georgia, but game day's on campus. It's hyped up. They were unbeaten. The revenge from last year and the Pavia thing and all that. This is a noon game. It's a little sleepy. Not enough people have been talking about it so much. Just, this is a test for, Nick Saban was great at these. Every week, getting the team reoriented and focused on the next task at hand. Kalen DeBoer's been he's had some struggles, particularly on the road with this. If the game is played on paper, Alabama should win this. I have them, by 10, and I think they will. Something, maybe more than that, like call it 38-20, something like that. But I'm just a little leery with DeBoer. You get them refocused. You've had 2 kind of big weeks. This Missouri team's been kind of quiet, sneaking around the old chicken coop. So just if they're focused and Alabama plays to their best potential, I have no doubt they should, because of the like Jeremy made a point of, is Mizzou's pass defense hasn't really impressed me very much this year. And Ty Simpson, I think, is really coming around. He's been really accurate. The receivers are great, Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams. So if they do that, I think it should be clear, smooth sailing for Alabama. So I got them 38-20.
I will throw in real quick. Yes, all he said was true about the going on the road and losing focus, but that has been against, for whatever reason, unranked teams versus ranked teams. We know how Kalen DeBoer has done, so that's something else to consider. And you mentioned the 12 noon Eastern start. a lot of times that doesn't help the home team very much. The crowd's sleepy, they're a little draggy, and 11 a.m. at Faroe Field is hardly Death Valley at night. So, or Sanford Field at night.
No, certainly. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, not so much that, but just like the, this is a business trip for Bama. We're on the road. Let's be focused. Let's get on them early, so they don't get any sort of hope.
Gotcha. I'm with you. I think they got to do that. I think they got to score and set the tone early.
Now, is this kind of stuff that you were expecting out of DeBoer, Alabama, Bruce?
No. I thought DeBoer would be much more steadier, but he has a different. UW was a different team than Alabama. And frankly, I don't know why those 4 and 5 star kids from Alabama haven't played more consistent. Maybe it is poor coaching on DeBoer's point, but and that's what I'm shocked about. But having there again, as I'm saying, with having Grubb back in the fold, he's the other half of DeBoer's mind. He really is, and he's the more cerebral one. And I just think he adds more of. And with Ty Simpson, I've just seen his improvement week by week by week by week, and I really like that kid. He has that grittiness to him, that steeliness, I guess you can say, in a quarterback that you need, and he moves so well. His footwork is, I think, one of the best. So I
will say, let me jump in again real quick. You were talking about DeBoer and all that. I think part of it, and you're absolutely right, but I think part of it was also, I think there was a learning curve for him. I think he's learned that kind of his easygoing West Coast style ain't going to swing it with some of these guys. And some of the players have even talked about it. They said after the Florida State game,
don't underestimate the UW and their critical fan base. I mean, he was under fire week after week. Some week, he was given no quarter.
Right.
So I can't, but I know the Alabama fan base, they'll roast him fucking alive. I know.
I mean, when you got a sweetheart grandma coming out of a convenience store saying if she wins the Powerball, she'd fire the athletic director and the head coach with some of that money. That's another level of intensity. Of
yeah, and I will say, I think he's learned that the players kind of respond better when you get after them a little bit, especially the Saban leftovers. And some of the players have talked about that. They said after the Florida State game, he's become more intense. He's gotten on more practice. He has been as easygoing. So I think he's kind of adjusted to the SEC life, if you want to say that,
Jeremy. Because he wouldn't get after his players at the UW. He didn't have to.
Right.
They were different animals, and he didn't have to get in their shit. But at Bama, those kids don't listen. They're 4 and 5 stars. They have their own mind about what's happening.
I think the key thing here, and the principle that's linked between his success that he eventually had at Washington and the success that I believe he's going to have this year at Alabama, is that the quarterback was able to deliver. Right, last year,
you had Michael Penix.
Yeah, Michael Penix could deliver. I mean, he was something special. He was experienced and dynamic when he came in. And Ty Simpson wasn't experienced, but he's developing into a pretty solid quarterback. And I think he's showing leadership.
He certainly spins a much nicer ball than Jalen Milroe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that doesn't take much, but yeah.
He had mildew, and the mildew's problem was, Milroe, and mildew's problem is that he couldn't make any reads. Right, the play was predetermined, and if there wasn't nothing there, he was expected to take off running and absorb the punishment. Now he's made some of the most incredible throws, but I thought they were the luckiest when he won the game with the throw to the corner of the end zone with 2 guys on the dude. I forget which game that was, but that was
it Auburn?
Yes, it was Auburn, and they. I'm like, man, that's the luckiest guy that ever lived. But his luck ran out when he got out of the pocket, people could run him down. So Alabama doesn't have to do that now. This guy can make the first two. And I watched a few highlights of him because I wanted to learn more about him and run some things back and forth here on YouTube. And I believe he's made up to 3 reads in certain games this year.
Yeah, he's really getting through his checkdowns and reads and options on pass plays very quickly. And then he precisely delivers the ball. And to Bruce's point, his footwork in the drop back and the setup is exquisite.
You see him hit all these different targets, like we talk about Horton and Williams and of course Bernard. He's hitting those guys. But Josh Cuevas, the tight end, he has 13 receptions and a couple of touchdowns. He's made some big catches for them time and again. And Kevin Riley, the running back out of the backfield, he's had 13 receptions. So he's hitting guys all over the field.
There you go. So all right, Ed, how do you feel about this game?
Well, I do want to ask Sean a question before I get into it. Sean, are you sure that this Vanderbilt team is not as good as this Georgia team?
I think offensively, Vanderbilt's better than Georgia.
Yeah, but I think Georgia has a better defense.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
I mean, if they were to play, Ed, I would. Of course, location matters, but I would still probably have Georgia by 6 or 6.5 for the men in the desert.
Okay, just checking on that. So
I'm not saying Georgia would blow them off the field, but I think they would win the game.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine. So I'm not sold on Missouri, and that early morning, less than fully intoxicated crowd can sort of work both ways. It can lull either team to sleep, but usually not both. So that was a good win last week for Alabama, and it looks like that DeBoer has righted the ship. Now, whether they win out remains to be seen. But I got Bama winning it by about 10.
Breaking news.
31. What?
Breaking news. The Los Angeles Dodgers have eliminated the Philadelphia Phillies. Go ahead, Ed.
Oh, God, I don't want to see the Dodgers.
So you have, Ed, you had Alabama 31 to what was the score?
21.
21, yeah.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what
I'm not a Dodgers fan, but anything to keep Bryce Harper from wearing a ring after he ditched the match.
So spite. Ed's going with spite.
Spite works in baseball, guys. It's important even.
I think Sean understands spite, don't you?
I do. Oh, very much. Yeah, I know it and I appreciate it.
So, guys, I want to make my pick real quick.
So much of criticism as a statement of fact.
Yes.
And I've got
balls. Who you like in this one?
I like Alabama 22-20.
Ooh, close one. Close. Doug?
Give me Bama 27-21. If they turn the ball over more than 2 times, Missouri wins.
Hell yeah. That's Missouri's key in it, Doug, that if they can control the clock in the football and make Alabama's quarterback nervous, that's the way they can win it. That's what I think.
That and Bama hasn't been that great on the road. I mean, I realized that all those losses came to unranked teams. But if you can lose to an unranked team on the road, you can also lose to a ranked team on the road. So I'm not a total believer in Bama right now. If they go up and beat Missouri, if they handle Missouri up there, then I'm probably going to shift gears a little bit with this. But right now,
you've been on that kick for about 3 weeks now, Doug. So my question is,
he's been sandbagging on us.
I don't know.
So if they win by my score 38-20, are you back on the bandwagon? Or are you still skeptical?
I mean, I'm still on the band. I'm always on the bandwagon.
Well, I know you're. Yeah, I mean, you love the team, no doubt.
But
I meant.
Yeah, I don't know I mean, a lot of the toughest games this year on the remainder of the schedule is at home. So, and I definitely believe in DeBoer at home.
Iron Bowl is at home this year?
No, it's not.
No, but fuck Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn kind of is gonna. If they lose this week to Georgia, I think they'll fold their tent and call it good with all that.
Is that everybody on this game?
Yes.
I was going to
Okay,
say
so
36-24 Alabama.
okay, so we're going to skip over this next one and save it till the last, since it's the crackpot game of the week.
Crackpot game of the week.
We're going to have to pick up the pace, guys, or we're going to be doing this tomorrow morning.
You read my mind. So
I
let's
don't
go
want to
quick.
go to work anyway.
Let's throw quick through Oklahoma and Texas. We had Oklahoma at Texas, right, in the Red River rivalry, which I don't really know.
No, wait, hold up. The Red River Shootout.
The River Shootout. Yes, that's right. But it's a huge rivalry game, and everybody knows how massive this is, how long it's been going on, all the excitement around it, the huge crowd. So let's pick them, guys. Oklahoma versus Texas. And is John Mateer going to be there? So I'm going to throw it to you, Ed. What do you know?
I think Mateer's playing. This is it for Texas as far as the playoff goes, because if they have 2 conference losses, it's problematic for them to get to the title game, and 3 losses won't do it for an at-large bid the way they've looked. So this is it. So they're going to come in highly motivated. I got Oklahoma close, 24-20.
Nice. What about you, Dogfather? What you got on this bad daddy?
If Mateer plays, it's done. I just think he's a way better quarterback than Matting. So I'll just say that, and I agree with the score that Ed just said.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pick mine real quick. Oklahoma at Texas, which is really not it's kind of a neutral side.
Neutral site there, Dr. Balls. Neutral site.
Yes, even though it's on the fairgrounds of the Texas State Fair, but it is a neutral
So
site.
Dallas, they play in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl because each university is equally far away from Dallas. It's about the same distance.
That's true. So I'm trying to make excuses because Tim Bailey might be listening. So because he's listening, I'm saying Oklahoma 21-20. What about you? What about you, Sean? What you got on this Titanic matchup?
Call me crazy. Arch Manning plays the game of his life. Texas squeaks it out 24-23 on a last-second field goal.
He really needs to, Sean. He really
I think hopefully Sark has just told him this way, hey, clear your mind of the distractions and play the kind of football you know you can play. And he finds maybe a lucky rabbit's foot on campus, and he gets it done. Last minute drive, gets him down there, field goal position. They booted through 24-23 in a heck of a fight in the Red River Shootout.
Damn it, Jim. That's exciting and new. Jeremy, what you got on this?
Against Auburn, Oklahoma sacked Jackson Arnold 10 times. Last week, Texas gave up 6 sacks to Florida. I think that Oklahoma could equal their own record of 10 sacks because the Texas offensive line is awful. I'm not with you guys as far as it being a close game. I think Oklahoma, especially if Mateer plays, it can be effective. I think Oklahoma wins 24-6.
Oh, that's nice. And I agree with you, Jeremy.
Wow.
I agree with you on the thing. I believe. What's that? Because I think Texas' offensive line is soft. I'm sorry. Who was that? Anyway.
Who was that? We don't know. Nobody knows.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. But I believe that Texas' offensive line is soft as well, Jeremy. So what about
I tend to think I mean, have they played well? No, they have not. But I think you give credit to I think one of Florida's strengths, Jeremy would know the stats and all this, but I think one of Florida's strengths is their defensive line.
They're good, but they haven't gotten to the quarterback like they did against Texas. But here's something for you: Oklahoma, and they've faced some pretty bad offensive lines, I know, but still, this stat is just insane. Oklahoma has achieved a sack on 15% of their opponent's pass plays. I mean, you think about that. 15% may seem small, just looking at it, but that does not happen. This Oklahoma pass rush is deadly. The Texas offensive line is soft, and I think Manning's life is going to be miserable. I think he probably turns the ball over 3 times.
So that means if you have to make 40 pass, if you're behind and you're Texas and you're Arch Manning, you'd have to make 40 pass attempts, of which you would be sacked it's at least 6 to 9 times.
Yeah.
So
if you think about it, it's pretty sad, that state of affairs for the Texas O-line, because annually, if you look at these recruiting rankings and transfer portals, it's not like Texas is hurting for supposedly good talent.
no, they got talent on the line. Those guys were all the top blue chips, and they were talking last year that how strong and leading into the season they were going to be, and that's what's the most interesting to me about this. You know,
perhaps the O-line coach needs to put a foot in someone's ass. You know,
well, the problem is with a lot of this is, yeah, they're talented, but they have 4 new starters on that offensive line, and it is hard to build that experience and that depth with the transfer portal now. So you don't have guys that sit for 2 or 3 years and then start. They see, hey, I'm not going to play this year, and they take off. And so you got guys that may have not gotten the snaps that they would have if, you know, that another guy might have had if he'd have stuck around. I don't know offhand how many guys from Texas transferred from into the portal from the O-line, but I mean they weren't very experienced. 4 new starters, and they had some guys that had played some last year, but still they did not have the depth that they normally had kind of in these old days, you might say. And they've just been whipped time and again. And I think Oklahoma's going to do it to them.
Hell yeah! What do you got on this, Doug?
Yeah, give me Oklahoma by 17.
There you go. Did we miss anybody? I don't think we did. So, all right, let's move on to the super game. The fabulous Ed picked monstrosity that I know Jen Chavez has been chomping at the bit to hear about. And we have Arkansas at Tennessee. What do you guys got on this? You want to start on this one, Doug?
Yeah, I have a question.
What's that?
Is Tennessee ranked?
It says they're number 12.
Yes.
But I couldn't give them that credit. That's why I didn't say Arkansas at number 12.
Yeah, their only loss was wide right.
All right, so you're saying that Tennessee is ranked. So, yeah, give me Arkansas in the upset. Arkansas wins 23-20, and Jen Chavez cries.
And Jen says she's never be a total believer in Bama unless that belief is that Alabama sucks.
Yeah,
so
she says a lot of crazy shit.
She says a lot of crazy shit. All right, Jeremy, what do you got on this fucking monstrosity of a game?
You know, I think that Bobby Petrino with that offense, they're going to be able to put up some points because Tennessee has been a little suspect on defense at times, but still, I think Arkansas absolutely stinks out loud on defense. I think it's going to be 48-34 Tennessee.
Fuck you, Jim.
and Jen says, damn it, Doug, you suck donkey balls. That's what she said.
That's a copyright violation, Jen. We will be contacting you. Well, our attorney will be contacting you.
Can y'all afford attorneys?
Unless she shares it worldwide and attributes it to you. If she does that, right?
I mean, you should just attribute it to the podcast.
Yes, attribute to the podcast.
Or Maurice.
Or Maurice. Yeah, to Maurice. That's right. If she attributes it to Maurice, then it's fine. She can use it all she wants. So let's move on. What do you got? What do you got on this game, Sean?
I've seen Arkansas in person unless the Walton family, who's right down the street from Arkansas, has donated them a bunch of those new robots that you can practice tackling on, because Arkansas absolutely cannot tackle to save their life.
Damn it.
They just can't or won't. I don't know, either one. But they give up 56 to Notre Dame, which is the most points Notre Dame scored this year, even more than I think they scored against Purdue, and Purdue stinks. In Tennessee with that passing attack, and it's in Knoxville. Yeah, Vols 48, Hogs 17.
Ooh, that's nice. What about you, Dogfather? What you got on this Titanic struggle?
Yeah, I poor Arkansas. That's all I'll say. And no, it's Tennessee, and the score's going to be up there in the 40s.
Oh yeah, and the temperature is too. See, that's another thing, right? The people are saying
it's still warm back there.
No, yeah, it's well, no, it's not warm right now. Actually, all through the mountains,
it's starting to get cold, huh?
Yeah. So it was 44 degrees this morning, and they're in the same mountains I am, just south of me. So it's been cold. It was cold from Pittsburgh to plumb down into North Georgia last night. So it might be at 3:15 p.m. today. At 3:15 though, it got up to 80 around 2:00. So that's it. Probably until the shadows come in, then it's gonna get cold on them. But
Dr. Balls, you better find your boots and your flannels, man. It's starting to get cold.
Oh yeah, you gotta get ready. Gotta get ready for it, guys. It's important stuff. Well, I got 3 Boston Terriers and a woman. You know what I'm saying? So
There you go.
So I'm gonna say, because of my great love for Tennessee, that you come into Arkansas and you truly suck, which they do, right? And you come into Tennessee into Neyland Stadium, which is massive beyond belief. I don't know. I know some of you guys has been there, but for our viewers that haven't been there, the place is shaking, literally, right? They don't have no gimmicks, right? They just got lots of people, right? And the traffic in and out there is mind-boggling from my direction. And it's going to be rocking, right? But Bobby Petrino, right, probably has an ego that make Ted Nugent cringe. So I'd say I want to pick Arkansas 20-19.
I love it, Bob.
Wow.
So,
whoa, Bobby, that you cooled my jets.
What you gonna say? What you got on this dog, brother? I'm just saying, guys. You ever see somebody that's obviously into their self, right? You know what I'm saying? There's people out there that's like that, you know. Somebody I knew all my life. It was my best friend, like my brother. You know, he was a narcissist, right? And Bobby Petrino was a narcissist, right? He could have stood the same.
Hey, Jen's a narcissist.
Is she?
Good grief! This is bullshit. See, she's mad at the whole fucking show over this. And there's just two of us picked them. That's all.
Well, we might give them love next week.
Yeah, we could.
That's right. We might give them love next week.
We're an equal loving opportunity gang here. We're not.
Yeah, we are.
And you know what?
Until they show up, you can't give them love.
I got to say directly to Jen real quick here, guys. I just got to get this out. Since I've been brainwashed by the evil Doug, I've got to say this thing, right? It's a beautiful thing to me that when the SEC realign their schedules, that Tennessee and Kentucky are going to continue to play, right? And now I've suffered a lot. We have lost a lot to Tennessee. And truth of it is, right off the top of my stoned mind, I don't know the last time that was, right, for sure, that we beat them. But it's been a while. So even though we lose over and over again to you guys, Jen, I got to tell you, right, when we do beat you guys, right, it's worthy of couch fires and town destruction. So fuck Tennessee. Go Arkansas. What you got on this, Ed?
That's the first time I've ever heard Dr. Balls really get some. It just means more in him.
Oh, it does mean more. It's special to me, right? I'm just saying, right? These are feelings that you rarely get. Kind of like till recently, the way it was with Tennessee against Kentucky in basketball. Even though they had some key wins here and there, but this is a real rivalry, guy. The SEC can't lose these real rivalries, right? Florida and Kentucky should be playing too, right? I'm sad that Mississippi State, and Kentucky's not playing more because some of these teams have played for 100 years or better. And to break it up, I think they did really well with the overall picking of what the pods or whatever you want to call them are going to be.
No, there's no way to do it without making somebody mad. And
exactly.
Everybody mad, to be honest.
To answer Dr. Balls' question, though, that was the year we all were wearing masks and staying 6 feet away from people. But the COVID year,
that's right.
Wildcats went into Neyland Stadium and put it on them 34-7.
That's right. That's when we had. What was his name? Fat something or another. I think he plays for the Cowboys. I don't know his real name because he had transferred from LSU. We had a corner that was off the hook, and then we had Evans, the safety that was also off the hook. So, but that was a bad year overall for Kentucky. But yes, that was a great time. And it was so sweet to me that I just associated it with beauty, and I can't even remember the year of it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
I don't blame you. I think we all tried to forget that year. But yeah, 2020, your Wildcats went into Neyland and put it on them, 34-7.
And that's
Back to Ed.
Let's talk to Ed real quick. Ed, me and Bob, we have access to the lab this week, and we've looked over the numbers here. And I mean, I really think you should go with the Hogs here. I mean, I'm just saying. Go ahead, Ed. Ed's asleep, isn't he? Let's see here. Oh wait, Ed, you're back.
I never left.
Oh, sorry. You were hidden from the screen. Yeah,
I have Arkansas winning most of the game, but like Sean said, that
God damn it, Ed.
38-33 Tennessee.
Every week.
and
just like that, it was 12-0 in New Orleans, but East Carolina has come roaring back, and they have the lead 13-12 over the mighty Green Wave.
Yep. Hey, the Pirates are fucking the Green Wave.
The Green Wave should not be wearing these powder blues. Wear the green.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
hell yeah, man! It just got me so stirred up thinking about this, and Jen's excited about it. So, you know, the greatest college Tennessee football versus Kentucky game I ever saw, UK lost, and that's when Billy Jack Haskins with a broken arm took it to the house from like 40 yards out, right? You know, losing the fair against Tennessee. That was a special moment. So let's go to our next game of the week then. Let's go to
and
Florida.
We got to put out an all points bulletin for wherever Ed is. We lost him.
Did we lose him
I'm
again?
right
I don't know.
here.
Is he back? Ed.
He's right there, man. He says.
I'm right fucking here.
Come on, Ed.
he just muted himself.
No, I didn't. I turned the camera off because I'm lying down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you should get comfortable, Ed. I want you to be really comfortable, right? Especially as we talk about Florida at Texas A&M. And since we got you up and we got you comfortable, what do you got on this game?
Oh boy, I mean, I don't expect a ton of points.
He is taking a vow
I don't think
of
Florida
silence.
can pull it off 2 weeks in a row. So I got A&M winning this one like 23-16.
Hallelujah. That's interesting. Well, hell yeah. So what do you got on this thing, Bruce?
I like Texas A&M. Their defense is good, and I'm not quite sure Florida's win over, I think it was Texas last week.
Mm-hmm.
I just, the Texas team is a piss poor team right now at this stage, so I don't put too much emphasis on Florida's win, but I do know Texas has a damn good defense and a good offense, and they're a balanced team. So I have to give it to Texas A&M, and it's 30-27.
Damn it, Jim. He says, go Aggies. All right. So what do you got on this one, Sean?
To kind of tag team off of what Bruce said, I think Florida's going to be riding high because of that big win last week, and they should. You know, they needed a win. They've been on some rough times, but they're on the road in College Station, and Kyle Fields is a really tough place to play. And then I look at two factors. I look at the quarterbacks. I think Marcel Reed is doing a much better job than DJ Lagway of protecting the football this year. That's not to say that can't change course, but for now, the trend is Lagway turns the ball over and Reed doesn't turn the ball over nearly as much as Lagway. So there's an edge for A&M there. And then the other edge, head coaches, I think Mike Elko is a lot sharper when it comes to in-game coaching in in-game crucial situations versus Billy Napier. So I like the Aggies at home. And I love that receiver they got. I think he came from North Carolina State,
Yes.
Concepcion. I hope I pronounced that right for the young man, but he's incredible. So give me the Aggies 31 and the Gators 23.
Well, I'm going to pick mine real quick before I throw it to Jeremy, and I'm going to say this game is really about Coach Napier and whether or not he's a dead man walking from week to week. And that's the question that'll be answered in this game. So I say Texas A&M 30-20. What do you got on it, Jeremy?
I think that first of all, let me ask you guys a question, and just you can say yes or no or whatever. But am I crazy to think that Texas A&M right now might be the best team in the SEC?
You're not crazy.
No,
they have been playing so well. They've got a lot going for them. They've got possibly the best two-headed tandem in running back in the league in Le'Veon Moss and Ruben Owens II. And then a couple of great receivers, Concepcion as mentioned, also Mario Craver, who transferred to Mississippi State. They've got weapons all over the field. The performance last week, I'm like whoever said, don't read a lot into that win over Texas, but there were things that they had done last week that they hadn't been able to do all season. One was hit some big plays. Dallas Wilson has really added another element to that offense that they did not
kid's
have.
Incredible.
Yeah, and I think Lagway's playing better since he has that additional target, but still, I know Florida's got a really good defense, so I think that they will keep it close. But I think it's going to be kind of a low-scoring game. I think Texas A&M is going to want to kind of grind it and wear that defense down if they can. So I'm going to say Texas A&M 24, Florida 16.
Nice. Well, we didn't mention Nikki, so Doug, I want to see if your pick would be in line with Nikki's, but Nikki's homer. She would pick Florida here. But what are you going to do?
I mean, I'd love to pick Florida, but on the road, and I think Texas A&M. I don't know if they're the best team in the conference, but I think they look the best team in the conference. I would be leery if I was a A&M fan that the shoe's going to drop at some point, and I think it probably will, but it ain't going to be this week.
I really think if A&M gets by this game, if I remember correctly from their schedule, they got a few weeks where it's a little light before November hits, and then it gets a little tougher again. But if they get past this one, they could string some wins together here and be 7-0, 8-0 before you know it.
Oh yeah, then that'd give them great seed. And if they come into the CFP, which I think they are a CFP team, if they come into the CFP at 11-1, they might get a nice draw in the first round. So that's what I'd be working for if I was Coach Elko.
Jeremy or Doug would probably know. Do we know when is it the Tuesday after Halloween that the first CFP rankings come out? Is that right?
It's usually after the first Saturday in November. So yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so go ahead and give me A&M 30-20.
Hell yeah, I like it. So our next game is the Georgia Bulldogs at number 10 at Auburn, the oldest rivalry in the SEC. What do you got on this one, Jeremy?
Well, Georgia does not do something well that has killed Auburn the past couple of weeks, and that's get to the quarterback. They don't get into the defense, into the offensive backfield very much. So that's kind of something that it being at Jordan Hare. There's some things there that kind of favor Auburn a little, but still, Georgia is good against the run. They are tied for first with Alabama as far as allowing opponents' red zone conversions. So I think Auburn is still going to struggle to score. I think they'll be able to move it a little bit between the 20s because they're not going to be facing the pressure they've been facing the past couple of weeks. They won't have a problem with the noise that they've had because it's, again, at Jordan Hare. But I think Georgia is still going to be too good for them. Bulldogs are going to win their 9th in a row, 18 out of 21, with a 27-14 win over Auburn. Georgia scores late to make it look a little bit worse than it is.
That sounds nice. Oh, you did. I see that you see Wade Campbell's remark there, Dag, that Nikki's going to kick all our asses for picking against her.
I think if Nikki picked with her brain, she would pick A&M here too.
Ooh.
I mean, I do. But she would pick with her heart, and I probably would too. But, you know.
There you go. So, well, hell, we're looking at Georgia at Auburn again. And Sean, what do you got on Georgia at Auburn?
Hugh Freeze is still the coach at Auburn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
And Kirby Smart is still the head coach at Georgia.
Yes. Unless you're Alabama, unfortunately.
Now, to Jeremy's point, you're right. Georgia does not get to the quarterback very well. But in this game, I don't necessarily think you want to. Jackson Arnold's better with his legs than his arm, and you know he turns the ball over when he throws the ball, or damn near turns the ball over a lot. He seems to. Maybe they need to check his vision for color blindness, because he tends to try to throw the ball to teams in the other jersey. And where Georgia does have some talent, not quite seen in the Alabama game just because of how great Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard are, but Auburn, other than Cam Coleman, is very good, but for whatever reason, Jackson Arnold doesn't focus on him enough, in my opinion. But I think Jackson Arnold will turn the ball over in this game. Auburn will hang for probably a half, and then I think Georgia turns the screws on them. I'm going to mimic Jeremy's score close. I'll say Georgia 28 and Auburn 14. I think they hang for a while, and then they have a turnover. And the one thing that Hugh Freeze is not good at is coaching resilience. I look at the Auburn sideline. Anytime something bad happens, guys are hanging their head, their hands on hips, because it's like, second verse, same as the first.
Now, let me throw in something real quick. Talking about Jackson Arnold throwing interceptions. How many interceptions has he thrown this year? Do you know?
I would guess 4.
0.
It seems like a lot of his passes are like nearly intercepted or going towards the other team. That is a shocking number.
Shocking number. That's impressive to me because I think Georgia's going to try to keep him in front of them, guys. And that's what try to keep Auburn in front because they don't have any confidence that Jordan can complete the deep ball and that Auburn can complete the deep.
It felt like in that Oklahoma game he had 3, but 1 or 2 were dropped and 1 or 2 were called back for penalties, things of that nature.
Yeah, I think he's fumbled the ball a couple of times, but no, officially he's thrown 0 interceptions.
Wow, that's amazing.
I don't trust him. That's my point. The overarching point is I don't trust. If Auburn needs to throw the ball to win this game, I still don't trust Jackson Arnold. I don't. Their biggest win this year was at Baylor. And most of the time in that game, he was running the ball on that quarterback keeper, or the passes were no more than 6 yards away.
That's very interesting. What do you got on? What do you got on this, Bruce?
Frankly, I think it's Georgia. I can't go against the odd makers on this one. I think Auburn is just not there this year.
I think the biggest question is if Auburn loses this game, do they fire Freeze after the game, or are they going to let him ride this season out and then fire him?
Oh,
depends on the buyout.
It really doesn't matter.
I don't know the buyout. I figured you or Doug would know that, but I mean, it can't be that crazy for Hugh Freeze.
But then here you go, Sean, getting in that coach's carousel of rotating him. You get yourself more and more in debt doing that.
I understand it's the coach's carousel, and you might lose some recruits because of it, but you're never going to get where you want to get if you're Auburn with Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
You're not going to get there.
With you that.
I got the number, guys. The number is $15,437,500, which ranks as the 35th most expensive buyout out of the 105.
That's a whole lot of free Olays there, buddies.
Now, I mean, maybe you hang one more year, but Auburn people tell me, at least on social media, I know that's not the administration, but they want to compete for SEC championships and get into the college football playoff. Now, if they've changed and they're content with going to the Gasparilla Bowl, the Birmingham Bowl, the Duke's Mayo Bowl, then fine, keep Hugh Freeze. But if you want to compete for champion, Hugh Freeze is not that guy. He's not that guy. They'd be better off with Gus Malzahn.
Now, here's some of the details on the buyout. That $15.4 million is actually, according to what I found, is actually till around late October. It decreases to $13.8 million later in the season, at the end of the season. The 2026 buyout is $7.3 million. So they may try to ride another year.
Maybe,
Yeah, they might.
yeah.
That's
And there's another factor that I'm reading, and I continued on in that article. It said that they still owe Brian Harsin $15.5 million.
I mean, like, if it was me personally, I don't know the buyout for the coach I'm going to suggest. But if I was Auburn, I would pay the buyout.
And they do have a lot of pride.
Pay the buyout at the end of the year when it drops down to 13, as Jeremy stated. And then as soon as they can, I would be throwing as much money at Curt Cignetti at Indiana as possible, become the next Auburn head football coach.
That'd be a good move for them because.
And then Cignetti against DeBoer annually would be, I think those Iron Bowls would be absolute fire.
Yeah, it would. It'd be Mike Leach.
If you've ever watched Cignetti, that guy does not lack for any sort of confidence ever.
No.
Well, he as much as I have changed my opinion with Dan Lanning, they're equally 1A and 1B.
They think a lot about themselves, don't they?
Yeah, highly.
Now think about this, guys. If you're Curt Cignetti, though, and you went to one of the 3 worst programs that ever existed, and you had 2 10 or 11 win seasons back to back, wouldn't that put him on rarefied air as far as coaches go?
Sure, but I just at Indiana, I don't think he'll ever get over that hump with the Ohio States, Oregons, Michigan, and maybe even Bruce's resurgent Washington Huskies. Whereas it's been proven that Auburn can win. It's not been a lot because their neighbor up the road is Alabama, who's the best program in college football. But you can do it at Auburn. It's been proven.
Well, they can go after Lanning too, Sean.
Dean Chiswick did it, albeit he had Cam Newton. But I think Cignetti is a significant upgrade from what Hugh Freeze is giving you right now. I do.
Oh yeah,
Billy Napier might be.
Because that's where Lanning came from, was Georgia. So they would highly price him back there.
Yeah, but Georgia, they do have quite a bit of money. They do not have Phil Knight sitting in the back room writing blank checks.
Oregon will match anything anybody throws at Dan Lanning. Maybe even some pro teams. I mean, it's going to take a lot to get him away from there.
I mean, the pro teams still have that swoosh on their jerseys. Last I checked, and Phil Knight's still there. So.
They got a little money in Georgia too. I have a feeling that Coca-Cola's probably throwing a few dollars at them. But Ed, what do you got at this game? Ed Stryvner.
Ed is vanishing more than Auburn's.
Wake up, Ed.
Right here.
All right.
Okay.
I got Auburn. Something's telling me Auburn 27-24.
God damn it, Ed.
What the?
Ed woke up feeling War Eagle.
Ed, did you take something before you went to bed?
I haven't gone to bed.
Well, you said you were in bed, so I don't know.
I thought your Ambien was kicking in there, Ed.
Oh, okay, then my bad. I misheard.
And the Giants are up 10, and Hurts just got sacked.
See, some of you guys, I think.
Wow, that's an upset in the making here. Jackson Dart and the Giants going to beat the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles? Wow.
Wait a minute. When Neighbors comes back from injury, they have a big 3.
He's not coming back this year, Ed.
No, I know.
That's a fully rebuilt knee. He'll be back for training camp next year.
All right.
Maybe not even then. He may not be back until like the middle of next season because he tore everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Where are we at on this game, guys? Who all has picked?
I haven't picked, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. Georgia at Auburn. It intrigued me what y'all said about no interceptions, the fact that Georgia can't get pressure. I think that gives Auburn an opening. I'm going to go with Egg, and I'm going to say Auburn 23-20. And their kicker,
someone's still a little upset about Georgia putting that last touchdown up last week, aren't you, Dr.
Mm-hmm. That was a little bit ugly, wasn't it? So fuck them, right? Go Auburn. War Eagle. Fuck 'em.
I love it when Dr. Balls gets feisty.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just feel that way, guys. You know what I'm saying? So, is it, Doug? Have you picked on this fucking monstrosity?
No, and I hate to do it, but I guess I'm going to have to. I just want to say that Auburn, I think, is a much better team than people think they are. Their two losses are on the road against top 10 teams. We all agree that they're top 10 teams. A little bit better play, a little bit better ref job in Oklahoma, and they may win one of these one of the games, maybe both of them.
No, they got three. They got 3 losses. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right?
No, just two. Just two.
They came back and beat Baylor at the end of that one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, they were ahead of Baylor the whole game.
Yeah,
they won by 14 at Baylor.
Yep.
Wasn't it close for a minute there though? Before they
for the first 2 minutes, I think it was pretty close until Auburn started scoring. I don't remember, Sean. I didn't watch it.
Baylor couldn't stop Auburn's rushing attack, and Auburn really struggled against Baylor.
Oh yeah. No, their quarterback ran for 200 yards in that game.
Well, the team itself ran for about 300, but Jackson Arnold had about 150 in that game.
Okay, it was a lot. So give me Auburn at home. I don't think a lot of Georgia right now. Give me Auburn at home 28 to 24.
Is that a 3:30 game?
Well, 6:30. It's prime time on the Central American.
That's got to be an
ABC primetime game.
Is that SEC Network?
No, it's ABC.
Yeah,
ABC. Wow.
You can watch this on the radio.
I thought USC and Michigan was the ABC program.
No, that's
NBC.
Come on, Ed. Big Ten's not on ESPN networks anymore. That's NBC.
Oh well, you know what though?
Big Ten Saturday night.
God damn it, we pissed off Jen again.
Yes, she wants to know what we're snorting, but Dane ain't on the show, so we got no supplies, so we just got to roll on to Michigan at USC. What do you got on this, Ed?
So, I think USC is gonna, come out hot. I don't trust their defense. I think Michigan plays big boy football in the second half and wears them down with the running attack. 38-34 Michigan.
Damn it, Jim. What about you, Mr. Dogfather? Where you going this, Bruce?
I'll go on a limb on this one. This is a must win for Lincoln Riley. Okay. If USC doesn't show up, he will be fired by the end of the year. I will make the prediction. Because for USC to get back in the game, which they haven't been for the last 4 years, this is a must-win game in my view. If I was a USC fan base and how I would look at it to be for the future, because he hasn't proven anything.
Hell yeah. So what's your score up for this affair?
Right now, I would look at Michigan 32-20.
That's exciting and new. And they, what about you, Sean? What do you got on this thing?
Going to be in the heat of the day in LA with a high of 81. Those big hogs from the Wolverines in Ann Arbor get a little sluggish. They start huffing and puffing. And if Lincoln Riley has any stones after the trash talk that a garbage bag, carpet bagging kind of coach from Michigan has said about him this week, he better have SC ready to rock and roll. So give me the men of Troy, 38-35. They send the Skunk Bears back to Ann Arbor unhappy.
Damn it. I like it.
Fight on.
We like it a lot. What do you got on this, Jeremy?
Justice Haynes runs for about $150. He gets in the end zone twice, and Michigan wins 28-20.
Ooh, that's a nice score. And I think this is very interesting too, but I just don't believe USC is any good. Someone will pick Michigan 21-20. What do you got on this, Doug?
Give me USC 35-21. And I'm not joking. This is a hellacious trip. I mean,
And the revenge factor, because SC had that game in Ann Arbor last year, and they let it slip out of their hands. So
you're right.
They probably
Yeah,
got
Michigan
this game
had-
circled.
Yeah,
Michigan had
I don't know.
less
I don't feel like Michigan's going over there to win. I mean,
But it's true. Michigan had less than 3 minutes to go. They had to score a touchdown,
And they had to go to
had
length
no
of the field.
ability to pass the ball and won
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah. So if you're SC, if you have any pride,
what game was that?
this was last year. SC had the lead late with under 3 minutes. I think it was like 2 minutes and 47 seconds left.
Yeah, that was in Ann Arbor, right?
In Ann Arbor, Michigan had to go the length of the field and get the touchdown, and SC collapsed. So
Okay,
if they
so
got
you
any
see-
sort of pride, and if Lincoln Riley doesn't want to get his ass thrown to the curb like they did Lane Kiffin, you better come to play in this one.
So here's the difference, Ed. USC had to make that plane trip that Michigan's got to make this year. So that's the difference.
I mean, I can't discount that.
That's the travel is eating up the Big Ten when you got to go East Coast to West Coast or West Coast to East Coast. The only one that I've seen that was surprising, shout out to the Dogfather, Washington was down at Maryland by a decent amount, and Washington late rallied and came back and won that game. But other than that one, it's hellacious when you're going coast to coast.
20-0 late third quarter.
That was kudos to your dogs there, Bruce. I mean,
Yeah,
that was awesome.
that was a tough game to come back and win. The only thing I think that changed the game was their two edge rushers were out of the game. One had one had a bad ankle. The other one got thrown out for a targeting.
And people that are poo-pooing this in the college side, the NFL has tracked this for years. Teams going from East Coast to West Coast.
bad.
It's bad. The records are bad.
Yeah, I can see
but
that.
I'll say this: even though Washington got worn down late by the Buckeyes, that's a tough football team.
I think they're on the come up. So Bruce should be excited for the near future.
Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, we play a tough Rutgers team this week that has some great wide receivers and returning senior quarterbacks. So it's not going to be a cakewalk here.
All right. Has everybody picked on this one?
Yes. Oh no, I think I picked. All right, so let's do the next one, and we got BYU at Arizona, and I think it's a pretty interesting game. What do you got on this one there, Bruce?
BYU and Arizona. I think Arizona will win. They're just a slightly better team. But I would say 50-50. Either one could win. But I think Arizona will pull it out 2017.
I think it's going to be an interesting game. It might be fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I've got Arizona 41-40. What are you got on this, Ed?
Yeah, I like Arizona. It's at Arizona, right?
It is.
Yes.
It's in Tucson.
Yeah, I like.
He's like telling y'all he likes kids and beer.
He likes all kind of shit. Ed does. Ed, you're back.
30
You're
30
back,
to
Ed.
24. 30
Oh,
to
yeah.
24, Arizona.
Nice. What you got on, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, this has all the fixings for it's gonna start at 5 o'clock, so it'll move into the night, and that's usually these trips like this annually for BYU. There's always one where they sort of stub their toe. They're a 2.5 point favorite going down to Tucson, but at night it's a sneaky tough place to play for the teams in the Big 12.
Weird shit happens there.
Yeah, weird shit happens there. So give me Arizona by a field goal, 33-30 in a good game. I think it'll be a great game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great pick. And Jeremy, what you got on?
I'm going to say it's going to be in Tucson. I think that BYU's undefeated run comes to an end. Eventually, your freshman quarterback is going to make a freshman mistake, and I think that happens here. And I'm going to say Arizona 35-30.
Nice. And Doug?
Give me the morons. I mean, the Mormons. By a field goal, make it 23-20.
Nice. And then that's if they do win, BYU will be 6-0. They'll be lined up pretty well. So that leads us to our crackpot game of the week, and we have
Not so fast, my friend.
No,
not so fast, my friend. We have Arizona State at Utah.
Oh, I didn't scroll. Oh yeah, Arizona
okay,
State.
Before we make the picks on this one, I gotta say, just got an update. Sam Levitt, Arizona State quarterback, is listed as doubtful for this game, so you might want to consider that before you give your scores.
At Utah.
See,
that's important that you mentioned that. So at Utah, Arizona State, number 21, Arizona State could possibly be down their starting quarterback. So, well, that's an important fact. And if that's what's going to be, I'd have to say that I'm still not impressed by Utah this year, and I've got Arizona State 20-19. What about you? Bruce? What you got on this?
Arizona State and
Utah.
Utah.
At Utah.
Utah has not. This has been probably defensively the worst year I've seen Willingham has had in many, many years, and I would say Arizona State on this one.
Hell yeah. Ed, what do you got on this Titanic adventure?
Well, with Arizona State's quarterback being out, I got this being a god-awful game to watch. And Utah, 16-10.
Oh, nice. That makes me think. I wonder what the over and under and the line is on this fair.
I can give you that there, Dr. Ball.
It might be off the board if the QB's out.
No, it's still on the board right now. The current line is Utah by 7.5, over under of 45.5.
That's impressive.
Be all over the under.
Hell yeah. So who do you got in it, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy gives great news, especially for the folks that really are going to put their hard-earned dollars to work or lose this weekend. That's an important nugget. But my nugget that I love and will continue to use, and no offense to our good friend that's the Sun Devil that joined us earlier in the season, Doug, what's his name again? Our good friend. I always forget.
You talking about Austin Parrish?
Austin Harris, we love him. But I'm sorry, I've put Arizona State on the blacklist because you cannot lose to Mississippi State. I'm not hearing any sort of hooey or hocus pocus that Mississippi State is good. They're not a good team, and you lost to them. So give me Utah 13-9 in this one.
You know, I'm with you, Sean. And has Austin even come in and apologized to anybody over this?
No,
no, not one fucking apology.
I mean, you can't give Brandon Walker's baby Bulldogs a cheap win like that, and also then want to come back and say you're going to potentially win the Big 12. So no, goodbye Arizona State. Maybe next year. Go Utes.
And he should have showed up right here in the comment section so he could acquit for himself. Wouldn't you agree, Doug?
Who did?
I'm saying he should.
I love our guy. He had a hell of a run last year with Scattaboo, and they got screwed in the Peach Bowl. That should have been targeting. Completely agree, but cannot lose to Mississippi State. Sorry.
I say Austin. He sells houses. He's probably. I mean, it's still early over there. He's probably meeting somebody at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo right now.
Yeah, it's 8:30 p.m. in Phoenix.
And he definitely ain't studying Sun Devil football right now.
What do you got on this, Jeremy?
With the Levitt injury and the fact that Arizona State hasn't looked great on the road, Mississippi State lost. I'll say the Utes in a close one. I will say 17-13.
Goodness. And you got who in this, Doug?
Give me the Utes. Give me the Utes by a touchdown. Don't make me pick the score, goddammit.
Utes, Mr. Gambino? Utes?
Yeah, that was always on my mind. The Utes, you know.
The Utes, Your Honor.
What's a Ute?
Shout out our favorite friend of the podcast, we hope, the beautiful, lovely Marissa Tomei. We love her.
There you go. Absolutely. And she knows.
She was the expert. And she was. She was the expert
we'd love
witness.
to get her on the pod at some point if she wants to pick some college football games.
Especially the one from the early 90s.
We'd have to VRD her,
It's going to ruin everything if she starts talking about, like, you know, Preparation H and shit like that if we bring her on now. So.
Hey, I saw Emmett Smith is doing Depends commercials these days.
He should. You got to make money, man. You got to make money. This economy ain't giving.
That's right. You get your money where you can. Endorse whatever you can.
You know what I'd say? I was laughing so hard I just can't help myself, guys. So I'm going to break these Depends out, you know.
All right, so y'all ready to do the game of the week?
The crackpot game of the week.
It's the crack pipe game of the week.
And I'd like to do a shout out to Ricky Watson Sullins. Has anybody seen what happened? Speaking of crack pipes, you know what I'm saying? Has anybody seen that he's in the hospital with all kinds of hoses and shit hanging out of him?
No, I did not.
I found that very interesting.
He's not really that old, is he?
No, I think he's like 30.
Oh.
No, was he Smack Ellie to Jesus or Jesus or what it was?
No, he's not. He's not Smack Jesus.
That's Russ Poster. Never mind.
He probably knows him.
I'm sure they know him. But Ricky Watson Sullins, I get lots of posts to him. He was a fan of the show. And my heart goes out to him no matter what kind of dude he is, because nobody needs to suffer like all that.
Yeah.
But he is also capable of having staged all this too. I just want to let y'all know that.
We send our thoughts and prayers to him, and we wish him a speedy recovery.
Absolutely. So, in that regard, we're going to talk about some recovery here then. We got Indiana at Oregon. And it's already been established on the show that some of us, specifically Sean, don't believe that Indiana can break the hump that they need in order to move to the next level. And I think that's an important thing in this world, right? If you are a team like Indiana, is whether or not that you can break through the hierarchy of a conference like an expanded Big Ten that includes a highly financed Oregon. And it's at Oregon, guys. So, I mean, me personally, I don't want to pick against Indiana because I love the underdog and I'd like to see them win, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let's start with you, Sean. What do you got on this game?
Dan Lanning is building a machine at Oregon. Their defense is one of the fastest defenses in the country, which complements them in this game because they're not going to get out physical by Indiana. That was my worry when they went to Happy Valley a couple of weeks ago. With the speed, they're a little light in the pants. They might get pushed around by that big Penn State line, but they didn't. And Dan Lanning has those guys playing with their hair on fire. Dante Moore keeps getting better and better. That right now, other than when Mateer is healthy and Ty Simpson is rocking and rolling, Dante Moore might be the best quarterback in the nation. He's certainly rising up some of PFF's boards for potential draft picks. First round quarterbacks taken. Autzen is an incredibly difficult place to play. Last year I was there for the Oregon win over the Buckeyes, who last I checked, the Buckeyes ended up going on to be the national champions. And they were only able to manage with that team 31 points there at Autzen. I like the Ducks big in this one. I don't think Indiana, because they blew out Illinois, is suddenly this world beater. The teams that they've played since Signetti's there that are actually good, they've kind of got their ass handed to them. They got their ass handed to them by Ohio State, by Notre Dame, and it's not going to be any different when they go to Autzen this Saturday night. It'll be rocking, and I expect Dante Moore to have a big game. So give me the Ducks, 40 to Indiana 24.
Nice. What do you got on this one, Jeremy?
I look at this game and everything that you look at from the matchups to it just screams Oregon. It really does. But Indiana's quarterback is another guy that's been playing so well. He's been so sharp. And it's one of those, I know you guys love the feelings picks. And I just got a feeling the Hoosiers do it. 38-34 over the Ducks.
On the road.
On the road.
Nice.
Little extra motivation for Indiana's quarterback. I will say he came from Cal Berkeley in the transfer portal. Cal, former longtime rival with Oregon, so he might have some extra incentive.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Bob, I'm sorry about that graphic there.
I kind of like it, man. I was digging on it, if you want the truth of it.
Dude, that graphic's awesome.
Yeah, it's graphics awesome. I thought it was my hat for a second, but it's my big fat head. So
I'm just wondering with the Halloween theme why we didn't use any filters.
Yeah, really. That's what I tell my lady. One of the reasons I let my beard grow out here in my old age is so that I don't have to beat women off. When I was younger, it was tough being pretty. I just want to let you guys know that, right? And it was a lot of hassle on me in my marriage and stuff to have women flirt on me openly and shit like that. So I'm trying to right now get grizzly and mountain man-like so I can avoid that program. And on that note, we're talking
Bruce got our resident duck hater, Bruce.
Yeah, let's go to Bruce on this. Let's go to our resident duck hater. We want to hear Bruce.
I am a duck hater. I will honestly, with no reservation, say I have no love for the Ducks. But this is a football game of egos. You have two egos that are unlimited, that they just think each one is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And they're going to be willing to pull anything out of their ass to win. So, who is the major winner in this one? It's the man from Indiana. I'm sorry. He can piss on everyone's shoes and he's obnoxious as hell, but he'll pull something out of his ass. He will. That's my
Looking like a true UW fan.
And Bruce, say he's obnoxious as hell.
But hey, I will give
But if he
Dan
was your
Lanning
coach,
all
you'd
the
love
love for what he did with Charlie. So that's all I'll say. He changed my opinion upon him.
That's interesting.
Ed. So I have no doubt that Cignetti has impressed upon his team that laying an egg in the biggest games is not acceptable to him, and he does not want to be a one-year field story. He's got bigger dreams than that.
Google me, I win.
That's right. But that stadium in Eugene is so hard to win at, and Oregon is just never, ever out of it. So I got the Ducks winning 37-35.
I've been to a lot of stadiums. The loudest I've ever been to, obviously, first and foremost, was Tiger Stadium at Baton Rouge, but not far behind it is Autzen Stadium. And I think that's going to kind of shock Indiana. I think this is their first visit to Eugene in quite some time. I'm going to pull that up. Go ahead, Ed.
No, I was done. 37-35 Ducks. Yeah, it's a tough place to play.
Hell yeah. I like it.
Indiana here.
It is a zoo there. I will admit it. I've been there several times.
Ohio State had them last year and walked out with a W with an L.
Damn it, Jim.
Let's see here. So they've only played 3 times ever. I know now they're conference, rivals, but they've only played 3 times, and Oregon leads the series 2-1. Somehow Indiana beat them, Oregon, in 2004 in Eugene. That's trying to remember.
They both sucked.
I think they both were kind of down that year, but
pre-Chip Kelly.
Yes, I think that was the end of the Helfrich era. Bruce would.
Yeah, that was.
If you lose to Indiana at home in those days, it probably would be the end of a coaching era, but it won't be now. But yeah,
These are
but
two different teams now.
Yeah.
Two
I think.
different
Wait a minute.
eras.
That's the crazy. If I remember correctly here, that was the. I'm pulling it up. That's right. Okay, so yeah, that was what killed. That was Mike. That was what killed Mike Bellotti. They went 5-6 that year. That was the death toll of Mike Bellotti.
Damn it, Jim.
Wow.
So it wasn't Friedrich.
No, it was right after he had rid Bellotti for a while after it, and then 5 and 6. That's not so good, but definitely before Chip Kelly.
Hell yeah. And they so what do you got on this, Jeremy?
Well, I did call the Indiana upset. Remember, I said
He did.
Oh, that's right.
What do you
30,
got
34.
score wise if they're pulling the upset?
30-34.
Wow.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, now that everybody's coming on, I'm gonna go with Jeremy on this one. I think that Indiana's due. It's their time, and they're going to get her done somehow. Even though I agree on paper with Sean that there should be no way they beat them, but I got to root Indiana. They're the underdog. I love the underdog. 41-38, Indiana. What you got, Doug?
And the other reason I can't go for Indiana, there, Dr. Balls.
Yeah.
They screwed us out of, I think it was Jeremy, correct me if I'm wrong, but they would have played Virginia this year, right? And that might have been a hell of a game.
Yeah, they canceled. I don't know if it was this year, but I know they canceled the Virginia series.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that now.
Yeah.
That might have been a hell of a game. So
Yeah,
anytime
Virginia's looking pretty good.
Anytime you cancel games on me that could be good games, you're in my penalty box.
I agree with you on that. That's why Kentucky and Indiana should play in football every year. They should have never stopped that.
I agree, Dr. Balls. I agree.
So I have a question. Has Indiana been in our game of the week 2 times this year? Didn't we have them in Illinois?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They have.
All right, so let's make this interesting. If Indiana don't win this fucking game, they're banned from game of the week for the rest of the year. I know it's not a lot of games left, but we can't have these motherfuckers in here 3 times unless they beat Oregon.
Doug, you don't have to worry about that because after Oregon, Indiana plays absolutely nobody. I'm pulling up their next best game here. After Oregon,
no chance, no matter what happens, is what you're saying.
Their next biggest game would be, I guess, if James Franklin figures out how to right the ship, they'd have to go to Happy Valley. But that's it. I mean, at Maryland, home for Wisconsin, at Purdue. Do any of those scare you?
You know, that Maryland game might be a little trickier than people
Hey,
think.
Maryland's not a team to sleep on. They
Yeah,
are a
Maryland's
good
not going to
friggin'
be able.
team.
Maryland won't be able to slow them down.
I mean, I'm just speaking from the Signetti perspective. We're gonna run through all these guys. They ain't shit. Hell, the '85 Bears ain't shit if they came to town.
Well, anyway, give me the Ducks 40-20. I don't think it's going to be that close.
There you go.
Oregon is in Illinois. We'll just say that.
Oh yeah.
What do you got to say, Bob, before we sign off?
Like, share, subscribe, and fuck your team.
Oh yeah. I would say don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and merch. We got merch.
Yep. That's right. Smacking off merch, baby.
Get you a Smacking Off Podcast T-shirt.
Maybe by next week we'll have this Dr. Balls Frankenstein shirt available.
Dude, that would be awesome.
That would be
I
special.
have to get me one of those.
I'd like to see it.
All right, guys.
Y'all take care. Enjoy the games this weekend.
Oh yeah, thank you, Jeremy, for joining the show of Southern Sports.
Thanks, Jeremy.
All right, and Nikki will be back next week. We're sure.
Take care, gang.
Take care,
Screw
everyone.
South Carolina to lose to LSU.